I grew up believing in America, the land of opportunity, fairness, and freedom. The place where a poor kid from anywhere in the world could study, work, and succeed. Where human rights mattered, democracy was real, and the rule of law was respected. But today, I hardly recognize that America. Back then, America offered hope. Scholarships for students from Africa, Asia, Europe. Jobs that rewarded skill, hard work, and integrity. People returned home educated, wealthy, and respected. Some even rose to political prominence, think Obama, other global leaders inspired by this country. Food, medicine, security, freedom of speech, press, and human rights, it wasn't perfect, but they were guaranteed and respected. America was the moral compass for the world. Nations looked up to it. Democracy, fairness, equality, they were not ideals, they were realities. Elections were free. Institutions like the media, NGOs, and universities thrived without fear. Discrimination was not gone, but it was confronted. That's what I grew up knowing. But now, the picture is grim. Citizens are pulled from their homes and vehicles by federal agents. People like Renee Nicole Good, a mother of 3, and Alex Pretty, an ICU nurse, have died at the hands of those meant to protect them. Protests erupt, yet the system seems slow to act. Journalists are being arrested for doing their job. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon, now an independent journalist, was taken into federal custody during a protest, and others live-streamed their arrests. Freedom of speech and press, the foundations of democracy, are under threat, and the world is watching. Meanwhile, America's foreign policy is aggressive, unilateral, and often controversial. Reports of actions in Venezuela, threats to Greenland, sanctions on Cuba, heavy involvement in Middle East conflicts, the list goes on. These are countries' sovereignties being challenged without consensus from international bodies. The United States was once the big brother of the world, a moral guide. It used its influence to support international law, protect weaker nations, and ensure global accountability. Today, that moral power is slipping, and with it, America's credibility to question, regulate, or lead the world. What happens when a nation loses the moral authority it once held? When internal human rights issues and political division are ignored, and the world sees law enforcement, press freedom, and democracy under threat? Influence fades. Respect erodes. The ability to lead, to mediate, to inspire diminishes. America can still project military power. It can still enforce sanctions. But without the moral foundation it once had, every action is questioned. Every intervention is met with skepticism. And every claim to be the guardian of freedom rings hollow. I say this not as a politician, not as a historian, but as an African watching the world we once looked up to with admiration. What happened to the America we knew, the land that stood for freedom, fairness, and moral leadership? Can it reclaim that legacy, or is it lost forever? And as it struggles at home, how can it expect to lead the world without earning respect? I grew up hearing stories about America, the land of rules, order, and plenty. Back then, American kids were cautioned not to throw food, while we African kids went hungry. But now it seems the tables have turned. African kids are slowly having food in plenty and are told not to spill or waste it, while American kids throw it in anger. What a shame, and what an absurd reversal of realities. So tell me, are we witnessing the decline of the America we once admired, or just a painful evolution? Comment below. Let's debate, reflect, and maybe understand what's truly at stake, not just for America, but for the world.